Well, did you all enjoy that? Yeah! Aisling, did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Me too. That makes 124 of us. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Time now to open up the floor for some questions. Who has a question for Aslan, as represented by Christy and Billy? First up, over yonder. She's shot up. Fair play to her. She's anxious. That's what I like. That's what I like. What is your question for Christy and Billy? Go for it.
What do you listen to and who do you like from the bands out today?
I like kind of, there's two types of music in the world. There's good music and there's crap music.
Here, here.
That depends on anything. Like, you know, even somebody like Westlife, you know, they wouldn't be my favourite band, but they have one or two good songs. But generally, I'd listen to the likes of Radiohead, Keane, a band called Elbow at the moment are one of my favourite bands. A lot of stuff like that, you know, listen to absolutely anything, you know.
Lovely lady in the blue top. How are you doing, lovely lady in the blue top? What's your name?
Colette.
Hmm?
Colette.
Colette. I prefer a lovely lady in the blue top. So, lovely lady in the blue top, what's your question for the lads?
Why do you always sing in Burfie?
When I started off singing years ago, I was so nervous, you know, when I'd be singing that. If I opened my eyes and looked at the audience, I used to start, you say we'd be singing it, my voice would be going like that, right? So I used to close my eyes walking around the stage, and I tended to trip up over the wires and stuff. So then I used to take my shoes off so I could feel the words, do you know what I mean? And then eventually I kind of started feeling the vibrations of the music coming up through the floor, you know, so I wouldn't be able to do a gig now without it because it's kind of part of it.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Who we got? Right, down front. Squeeze over the pair of you, go on.
Hiya.
Go on, bit more, bit more. Don't fall. All right.
Where was your biggest concert and how many people were at it?
Good question.
The Phoenix Park, I think.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
You know, the O2 in the park, there was 140,000.
120,000.
120,000.
It was the year Westlife and Girls Aloud were on it, and we went on and done three songs, Crazy World, Shine a Light, and This Is. We actually prefer playing the smaller gigs. We actually prefer a gig like this, where people can see the whites of our eyes and they're up close and, you know, they can get close to the band. These are the gigs that we prefer doing as opposed to the bigger gigs.
I remember when we played Slane and I walked out on stage first, and, you know, we were used to kind of playing gigs in you know, clubs where you were here, and the first person would be there that you'd be singing to. And I walked out on stage, and the nearest person would have been, you know, where the back wall is, twice that again. And I remember, you know, if on a windy day, if you walk and the wind catches your breath, and I was kind of like that, and I found it hard to communicate with the audience, to connect with them, you know. So it's a much different thing. When you're playing with a big crowd like that, you have to exaggerate all your moves and stuff like that. So it's a completely different set of kind of, you know.
I think the atmosphere is better in smaller gigs.
I like seeing the whites of people's eyes.
Anyone here with a question? All right, this man looks like a dedicated fan. Like the T-shirt. All right, squidge over. Go on, I have a bigger bum than that. Come on. Right, go on.
You do a great cover of Angie by the Rolling Stones, but how would you feel in years to come if some Irish band was to say, this is the greatest song ever written, and then cover one of your own songs?
Well, believe it or not, right, I was walking down Grafton Street one day, and there was a fella busking, and he was playing This Time, one of the songs off the Charlie Moonhead album. And, to me, you know, I remember that catching me. It was a real, you know, a real touching moment. So, you know, obviously, for someone to play your music is a great compliment. I'd love to. I have absolutely no problem. It'd be a great compliment to hear that.
Yeah.
Go for it. What's your question for Christy and Billy?
How's it going, lads?
How are you doing?
What, like, in the future, what advice would you give to up-and-coming artists?
We've been going, you know, 25 years ago next year, right? We were told from the very beginning when we started, we had record companies come over and seen us from Britain and stuff and told us that, you know, we'd never do anything and we'd never get anywhere. We've played venues and, you know, and we just persevered and kept going and believed in ourselves. And nobody can tell you, nobody knows what the next new music is. There's no absolute direction in music at the moment. It's all over the place. So people are looking for a direction. So as also I'd say to anybody is, no matter what anybody says to you, that you're not going to do it, and just don't believe anything anybody says. Just persevere. And if you believe in yourself and keep going, eventually it will happen for you.
Would you like to hear some more from Aslan? Yeah! Well, in that case, to show your appreciation, make some noise for Aslan!